I say, how y'all doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Souldier Turner, and I have a special guest with me today. Last time we talked to this phenomenal man, he was running for office. We got the wonderful, amazing, talented Dale Taylor. How you doing today, Dale?
I am well. I'm doing great. We are hot and heavy in the legislature. We were up till 11 o'clock, like a 14-hour session yesterday, working on the budget. But now, today, we can focus on other legislation and my upcoming town hall.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
oh, yeah,
really
yeah,
energized.
we definitely gonna talk about that. But before we get into that, last time I spoke to you, you was running for office to become state representative in District 84. So how did you feel the night that you actually won the election? I can't hear you there. You're on mute. Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Okay, you was on mute. So I said, how did you feel the night that you actually won the election?
Wow, it was overwhelming. It was a lot of hard work, a year and a half of preparation and work and knocking doors. And we were really, really excited and really, really exhausted. It was a lot of hard work, and I think I slept for 7 days afterwards.
So did you have a party?
We did. We had the campaign watch party at the Warehouse West on Hamilton. We had a nice group of people there, and we were there. Oh, it was well after 11 o'clock before we finally got the results of my election.
Mm. So let me ask you this, Dale. What was it like being elected into office? Like basically, how was it going to Jefferson City, getting into office that first day?
Lacey, it is an amazing job. It is an amazing building, the People's House. And that alone, if anyone has not been to Jefferson City, the Capitol building, I absolutely personally invite you to come out to visit the People's House. It is a beautiful space. It is a lot of responsibility. There are a lot. The governor is there, the lieutenant governor. It's a lot of responsibility. And to be honest, it was a bit overwhelming and daunting because it is such a big job. Not only do I represent, about 37,000 people in my district, but I am making policies and setting the budget that affects all 6 million Missourians. So it's a very, very big job. It's a bit daunting, but it is such an amazing job, an amazing space. I invite anyone and everyone to come out and visit us in the Capitol in Jeff City.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you have been a part of or that you've been doing since you've been elected into office?
Thank you. Yes, I have some excellent committee assignments. The biggest and most important is that I'm on the budget committee. So I actually work with the other legislators to set the budget for Missouri. About 50 billion, $50 billion is in this year's budget. So I am literally negotiating with the department heads from agriculture, from Department of Economic Development, from all of the different departments on what their needs are, how they're responding to post-pandemic challenges. And then I also have been putting in some budget amendments for some things very specific to my community and the community in St. Louis. Our need for youth mentoring. I have some amendments in for that. Some of our longest, standing institutions like Annie Malone. I have some amendments in for them. So it's a lot. I've been extremely busy on the budget side, and I'm on the Ways and Means Committee. So I'm looking at taxation and what kind of taxes we apply. Lacey, one of the things that's really near to my heart, and you may see this in St. Louis, is people driving cars with temp tags.
Oh yeah,
We have
definitely.
a proposal in the House to allow people to pay their property sales tax on their car when they buy
Mm,
the car.
that's
So that
nice.
should actually
Yeah.
help a lot with people being able to finance their sales tax and get their cars registered.
Yeah.
So, short
Yeah.
answer, I've been doing a whole
Uh,
lot to help and work on the problems that we face right here in St. Louis.
And that's a great thing because some people riding on false temp tags and they getting tickets, and then that it's like a domino effect. So that'll be a great thing if all that can be included in the car. So
Exactly.
mhm,
It's they don't, they can't get the car registered. You question whether
mhm,
they have insurance.
mhm.
I think it's going to be a big help for people all over the state of Missouri. We have to have our cars to get to work. We have to have our cars to get our kids to and from school and childcare. So, being able to get your car registered legally, getting insurance, being able to drive safely and responsibly should be a big help, even mentally, just knowing that, you're doing your part.
Hmm. So let me ask you this there. Was it different than what you expected, or was it what you expected when you got it told?
Lacey, it is much, much bigger than I expected. It is a lot of responsibility. It's a very big job being a state rep, and there are just so many committees and so many bills and so many laws. And I have to admit, it has taken me a little while to learn and realize being a legislator is kind of like being a team it's a team sport. I
Hmm.
really do have to rely on fellow legislators and their committees to negotiate and haggle over some of the bills that they're facing. And then I have to cover my position being on the budget and being on Ways and Means, making sure that I'm looking at the bills coming through my area and looking at the amendments. So it is an overwhelming job, but I have a great team of fellow legislators that I'm working with, and I really do have to, I've learned to really rely on, do my part, play my position, and work with others and to let them do their part in their positions.
Okay. Well, you got something big coming up. You got the Stop the Violence Town Hall meeting coming up on April the 1st from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Can you tell the people about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is actually going to be my first town hall as State Rep Dale Taylor. And I thought it befitting. One of the biggest issues that we encountered when I was campaigning door to door was crime. Dale, what are you going to do about crime? And it impacts my community. I hear the gunshots at night. So I wanted to know the answers. And I wanted the community to also get answers to some of their questions. So this Saturday, April 1st at 11 o'clock at Centennial Christian Church, 4950 Fountain Avenue, we are hosting a town hall, Stop the Violence, and we have three outstanding speakers. I am really excited that we have Chief Charles Coyle, Interim Director of Public Safety. He's going to talk about safety issues throughout our city, our fire department, some of the initiatives that they have. He's going to talk about 911 and just a bigger picture of safety in our city. And then, not to call it the highlight, but one of the hot headliners is Chief Robert Tracy, our new police chief. He's going to talk about his vision of policing in St. Louis and his vision for this summer. And I think it's going to be a really good dialogue, and we'll have questions to really get a perspective of what's his plans and what are our plans and what things we need to do to make sure that our city is safe this summer. And then to close things out, we have Sal Martinez from Employment Connections, who will really talk about some of the other services, the housing, the job services, the job placement, the counseling services that his organization offers. A lot of times we think of crime as simply policing, but no, it's really a lot deeper than that. And there are some root causes. So I'm really excited that Sal will be able to close us out. We'll have some good dialogue and questions around what are some of the other services and how do we access those. So I am really, really excited, Lacey, about this Saturday, April 1st. Stop the Violence with three outstanding speakers.
So let me ask you this there. There have been many town hall meetings in the past. So what makes this one different, and what outcome are you hoping to come out of it?
Excellent question, Lacey. I think my goal with this one really is for us to get a chance to meet these individuals and meet each other. So the town hall format will have the speakers, we'll collect and we'll have questions. But then at the end, we actually have allotted a generous amount of time for people to actually walk up and meet and shake hands and talk and get to know Chief Coyle, Chief Tracy, and Sal Martinez personally, exchange business cards, share ideas. So I really think that, within this town hall, let's think of this really as a meet and greet, a real opportunity to meet people face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and really get to know and talk and share your thoughts and hear and talk and share their thoughts and ideas. So I think really at the basis, this is our community, and the community is based on getting to know and getting to meet people. So that's part of what I'm really excited about this town hall.
Let me ask you this then. So what do you think is the cause for a lot of violence that goes on in the city?
Oh, Lacey, that's a big question, bigger than my pay grade. I was blessed to spend some time with Dr. Frederick Eccles here in St. Louis. And, he looks at violence and crime from a totally different perspective because he's a doctor, he's a medical practitioner. And he looks at the systemic causes. What is the base cause of this? So, this town hall, he won't necessarily be there, but we may have another. But I do think that crime comes from a number of different perspectives. One, I think there are some factors, that mental illness, poverty, violence, if you live in a violent area, you are more likely to become a victim of that violence, and you're more likely to become a perpetrator of that violence. So I do think that there are some systemic causes, some root causes, but even beyond that, though, I think there are some things that once we do have these scenarios, how do we respond to that scenario? Do we need, is it always policing? Is it social services? Is it some of these other follow-up services? So, Lacey, a very, very big question to ask of someone like myself who's really a chemical engineer and an infrastructure guy. But, I'm trying to bring some of the right people together. And we'll actually have some other legislators, some other people from the House of Representatives to talk about some of the legislation that they've seen come through their committee. So, excellent question. I know I've only given you just the very tip of the iceberg, but I would certainly invite people to come out, meet some of these speakers, ask, submit their questions, and talk to some of the other legislators that we have, some of the other city leaders, and we'll get, a good dialogue on, what the causes are, what can we do, what can I personally do, and what is, how do I fit within the larger system of what others are doing.
Okay. So is there anything else you have coming up other than the town hall meeting that you want to promote?
The town hall on this Saturday is the biggest item.
Yeah.
That is huge. Saturday, April 1st. I do publish a newsletter. If anyone is interested in getting access to my newsletter, you can certainly send me an email, del.taylor@house.mo.gov. And on my newsletter, I certainly identify and publicize different upcoming events. But the biggest thing really is this town hall, Lacey. This Saturday, I'm inviting people to come out in person, meet me, meet the new chiefs of police and public safety. But also, we will be live streaming this on Facebook. So if you can't join in person, you can certainly log into my Facebook page, Del Taylor State Rep, and watch online.
Okay, so if the people do want to come, let the people know how they can be a part of this Stop the Violence town hall meeting.
I'm sorry, Lacey, I couldn't hear you.
I said, if the people do want to come out, let the people know how they can be a part of this Stop the Violence town hall meeting.
Yes, absolutely. Number one, come out. We'll collect contact information. You'll get a chance to hear the speakers talk. We'll collect questions. We'll have question and answers. But the biggest part is you'll actually get a chance to walk up, meet, shake hands, exchange contact info, and really talk about some of your scenarios. So come on out this Saturday, April 1st, to Centennial Christian Church, 4950 Fountain Avenue, at 11 o'clock for the Stop the Violence Town Hall.
Hey, well, that's all I got for you. I want to thank you, Dale, for creating change. And, people are starting to care more about who they elect in office because they see that it does make a difference. And I can see that you're real and that you're going to, speak for the people. So I appreciate you.
Thank you, Lacey. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. So I'm going to make sure that this goes out today. So I will let you know as soon as we put this up for you.
Excellent. Double check the audio for me, please.
I got you. Don't even worry. I got you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You have a good day, Dale.
You do the same. Take care.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.